Alright, hello, this is going to be Solidworks CSWA practice problem 10.5a. If you want to follow along with the video, make sure to follow the link in the description. That'll take you straight to the official Solidworks practice problem database. So let's get started. First of all, your units are going to be in MMGS, and then we're going to start a sketch in the front plane. At origin, you're going to put two circles, concentric. Inner circle is 14. Distance between them is going to be 5. So we're going to make an assumption here and say that those two diagonal lines are going to be symmetric. So I'm going to need a horizontal center. Horizontal center line. Then I'll make two angled lines. And let's add a symmetric relation between them. And the angle between them is going to be 12. So from here, we're going to add some tangent arcs. So one dips down and up. The other dips over and down. On the other end, it dips over and down. Let's add some dimensions. So the first arc is going to be 60 for its radius. The second arc is going to be 25 for its radius. And then the third one is going to be 35 for its radius. And let's make sure that this arc remains tangent with this line. And then there you go. So let's make sure we fix our arcs first. By fix, I mean fix in position. So the first thing that I want to do is make sure that this far left point is a distance of 100 from this circle. Oh, actually, I think I need to, hold on. I need to shift click and then click this. Wait, control click this. Wait, no, I don't want it to be from the center. I want it to be from this point. For some reason I can't find a point. I guess I'll just attach a point there. So I'll just attach a point there. So the distance from this point to the far left point, that is going to be 100. And then there's also a vertical distance between this center point and this center line, which is going to be 60. So it should be like that. So now that we got the arcs fixed, more or less, I think we can start with our lines. So the first place I'm going to start is on the far left side. You're going to draw a line, and then you're going to draw a line that's perpendicular to that previous line. Then you're going to draw a kind of angled line, an angled line, and then a line that connects to the other point on the other arc. And let's kind of fix it up a little bit so it looks more or less similar to what we actually have. And more or less like that. Okay, so we'll start fixing some dimensions. So length of this line is going to be 3. The length of this line right here is going to be 6. Length of this line is also going to be 6. And the angle of this line with this line is going to be 30 degrees. And when you're still looking in the detail view C, you'll see that there's a dotted line that connects between this line and the center point, which means that they need to be coincident. So I'm going to control click this arc center point and this line and make sure they're coincident. Let's see what else we need. Oh yes, you also want to make sure that these two lines right here, so this line and this line, are parallel to each other. And then from here, we're going to want to draw a rectangle. Actually, I'm just going to draw a corner rectangle. Just like this. But then I'll make sure one of its edges, actually let me get this angle out of the way. I'll make sure that one of its edges is parallel to this slanted line. Oh, that's not what I meant. Let's do it the other way. Wait, no. Oh, I guess it takes precedence of the rectangle first. I was trying to like make the rectangle parallel to this line, but it's making this line parallel to the rectangle. So I guess I'll just draw it manually. So let's draw a rectangle. Let's make sure it's like this. And let's add a bunch of perpendicular relations. Perpendicular, and here. Let's make sure these two are perpendicular as well. And this is perpendicular. Now we can make those two lines parallel to each other. And let's make sure that this rectangle is an 8 by 12. So it's going to be 8 by 8 by 12. There you go. Then let's make sure that the distance from its bottom edge to this point right here is 4. And then let's make sure the distance from this top edge to this edge right here, is 8. And we also need an angle dimension. So the angle between this line and this horizontal center has to be 60 degrees. 60 degrees. And the last thing we need is we need a dimension between this line, or this line. I'll keep selecting the midpoint. Just this line and the left side edge of the rectangle. That distance is going to be 50. So a whole lot of messy dimensions, but it's fully defined, so that's all that matters. And I'm just going to trim away what I don't need here. That should be good. So it's fully defined. I believe we can just extrude this. So I'm going to go to Features, Extrude Bus Base. Let's make sure we do a mid-plane extrude of 9 millimeters. And the contours will be everything excluding the triangle and the circle. Okay, so there's your base part. So now we need to set about making a hole. Oh, there's like 3 cuts we need to make. So let's start with the hole first. That's the easy part. So I'm gonna start a sketch. And I'm gonna start a sketch on this face right here. From the underside view, the center of the hole cuts through a horizontal center line. So let's draw a center line. Let's draw a circle. Let's make sure that circle's diameter is 4. And let's make sure its distance from the left edge is 19. And that left edge is going to be this kind of overhang right here, if you're looking from the bottom side. So 19, 4 in diameter. So yeah, we'll do a feature, extrude cut. The first cut will be 4 deep. And then in the second direction, it will be a through all, like this. So 4 deep and then through all. So select OK. So there's your hole. Now that we got the hole, let's, well, I mean, we were already looking at section view BB, but we'll look at it to finish the rest of the cuts. So the section, for the section view, you're looking from the under the part and you're looking upwards. You're looking from under the part and you're looking up and to the left. So, and you can also see from the section view AA that kind of the rectangle cut with a circle in it, that cut that's like to the left of the circle, that cut is it ends right here at this point. So we just gotta draw that sketch here and then just do a through all cut the other way. So I'm gonna sketch on this hanging flat face, and this is where we'll draw everything. So, well, first of all, it's all symmetric, so let's get a horizontal center line just like before. Let's get a corner rectangle. Actually, first of all, I want to make the circle. So there's like a circle somewhere here. It's really small. I gotta see it. So this is R2, which means the diameter is 4. And its center point distance from the left side is 12. And now we'll draw a rectangle. Then let's make sure the midpoint of this rectangle is coincident with the center line. So now it's symmetric. Let's dimension this. So the rectangle's total length is going to be 15. And its width is going to be 2.5. Should fully define it. And then we're just going to go ahead and trim away the rest of the circle that's in between the rectangle. Like this. Okay, and then we're just going to do a feature extrude cut, and we're just going to do a through all onto the other side and reverse the direction. So it's just going to be through all from this flat face right here. So select OK. So there's your kind of I guess I should call it a keyhole cut. It does look like a keyhole, doesn't it? So that keyhole cut and then your hole cut here. So we're not done yet. There's one more thing we need to do. We kind of need to shave off the side right here with the 2 triangular cuts on either side. So we're going to go back and sketch on the same face where we drew the previous sketch. And then we're going to make some triangles. So the triangle should go like this. And then you close out the contour. And then the triangle is 15 in length. And its height is 2 point... Is that 2.5? Its height is, yes, 2.5. Then let's go ahead and mirror this onto the other side. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna... No, this isn't a 3D sketch. So I'm gonna make a horizontal center line to mirror it. Just go mirror. Okay. And then just like before, it's just a through all cuts downwards. Actually, it might be through all both ways. Actually, yes, it is a through all both ways. The way you know it's a through all both ways is because if you look at the isometric view, you'll see that the left side, the left tip, it looks like a 7. That 7 part is kind of like like it's like a more gray, it's like a darker gray, which means it changes in elevation, which means that it's shaved on both sides. So we're gonna go to features, extrude cut, and it should be a through all both. So let's hit through all both, shave it on both sides, select OK, and there you go. And you see it matches isometric view. You see it changes in elevation and shaves on both sides, on this side as well. We have one more step, which is the fillets. You notice in section view AA, there's two R1 fillets on this corner and this corner, so we'll add those. So go to fillets, make an R1, and I'll select this edge and this edge. Should be all good. That's your final completed part. So let's go ahead and check the answer. I'm going to go to evaluate mass properties, and I'm getting a volume of, let's see here, getting a volume of 13,457 cubic millimeters for my volume. So 13,457 cubic millimeters. So I hope you learned something from this video, and I'll see you in the next one.